What's up, Taiwan? I'm Sanichi with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's sign language users may soon get a new tool to help them communicate with those who couldn't otherwise understand them. It's a computer program that analyzes signers' motions and turns them into Chinese text. The program is the work of National University of Kaohsiung. However, the project still has some challenges to overcome before it will be ready for a public launch.
比很快之后，那其实一句跟一句之间怎么样去中断这个困难点，我们目前还没有解决。那另外一个人讲话之后，他能不能也转成手语，让另外一个只会手语的人去理解？那这个方向也是在第二个阶段，我们希望可以完成的部分。
The program is meant to help the 20,000 to 30,000 people who use Taiwan Sign Language in an environment where there aren't enough interpreters to meet demand. Taiwan is staring down the barrel of a critical nurse shortage. Hospitals are getting overcrowded, while nurses are leaving the profession en masse. Now lawmakers are proposing a new solution. Leslie Liao has more.
Crowded emergency rooms and long wait times. This is the reality facing Taiwan's healthcare system now. The crisis is made worse by a shortage of nurses. Several hundred of them are leaving the profession every month due to work stress. Now, a proposed solution is on the table, using Taiwan's male conscripts. Last year, the Defense Ministry allowed conscripts with nursing credentials to serve out their one-year obligation at military-affiliated hospitals.
假设我们可以把护理替代役不只推动到国军医院、公立医院或是私立医院，我相信对于目前这样子的状态是可以注入一股活水。
But not all lawmakers believe this is a viable policy.
让这样子医护背景的役男拨到民间私人的医疗院所去，那我想国防军力还是以国防本务为主。
But Taiwan's overworked nurses seem to welcome the idea.
其实一开始是希望都开放，在原来的医院就服兵役的。后来沟通的结果是说，他们要服兵役，还是要到军方，因为他们还是有一些军方要求的东西。低的估计，一年大概会有1400左右的护理师进到职场。
Hands-on experience could be good for conscripts hoping to pursue nursing. And for Taiwan's strained healthcare system, it would help alleviate a chronic, long-standing labor shortage. But for Taiwan's policymakers, it's all about balancing Taiwan's defense against the country's medical needs. John Su and Leslie Liao for TaiwanPlus.
While Taiwan has a de facto embassy in the United States, Taiwan's two biggest political parties, the DPP and KMT, also maintain a presence in the U.S. Capitol. What do they do and why does Taiwan need them? Leslie Liao went to Washington, D.C. to find out.
Shouting matches, thrown objects, and all-out brawls. Common sights in Taiwan's legislature between the country's two biggest political parties, the Democratic Progressive Party and the Kuomintang. The two sides often at odds over everything from ideology to policy. On foreign policy, though, the two parties take a similar approach. Without formal diplomatic ties, Taipei and Washington's relations are facilitated through the country's de facto embassy in the United States. And hoping to forge closer ties with their American allies, both the DPP and KMT also operate separate missions in Washington.
We're here to have a regular contact with different circles in Washington, D.C., including the U.S. government, Congress, the academic circles, and also our diaspora communities.
Retired Ambassador Victor Qin is the Kuomintang's representative in Washington. He's been in the U.S. for nearly 2 years now, helping re-establish the KMT's presence in the U.S. Capitol after the party's previous liaison office shut down in 2008.
I really worry about Taiwan, especially after the tensions arises in the Taiwan Strait. And I think I can play a part in making sure that the American friends understand our situation, understand our needs.
At a time when China's ramping up its threats against Taiwan, Qing says he's fighting the perception that his party capitulates to Beijing.
If you look deep down into the situation, you realize that KMT is not only not pro-China. It's actually the party that started this democratization process in Taiwan that brought democracy to Taiwan. It is not pro-China at all.
And despite their differences, Chin says partisan fighting doesn't make it to the U.S. And the KMT and DPP can work together in Washington to represent the best of Taiwan.
We don't have to be arguing, fighting all the way. And I know, especially in Washington, D.C., we're representing major political parties of Taiwan. And we don't want our American friends to see us fighting all the time. So,
now that we've met with the KMT here in D.C., we're going to head down the road to meet with the DPP.
Just a mile away, Iris Xiao heads the DPP mission in Washington.
The mission of DPP mission is simple. We invest, we align, we compete. Diplomat, because diplomats come and go every couple of years. But we were here, we have, for 11 years now, we have institutional memories.
While Taiwan's representative office carries out the country's formal diplomatic policies, Xiao's able to get closer to D.C. policymakers.
We help people in this town, in the Washington's policy community, to understand what's going on in Taiwan. And, you know, because the domestic politics, given it's really foreign and difficult for people to understand, even they follow Taiwan closely.
Xiao says her job is also about fighting misperceptions about her party's relationship with China.
We are also facing a growingly competitive war on narratives. In this town, the long conventional wisdom of DPP as provocateur for cross-strait relations.
Nothing separates the KMT and DPP more than their views on China. But when it comes to representing Taiwan in Washington, Xiao and her counterpart both agree. It's all about putting their best foot forward.
I was put on the same panel with my counterpart, KMT counterpart, a couple of times. We don't engage in friendly fire.
Both parties say they're doing what's best for Taiwan. Back home, it might seem like whenever one party comes up heads, the other is obligated to go tails. But here in D.C., the KMT and DPP are two sides of the same coin. Leon Lien, Laurel Stewart, and Leslie Liao in Washington, D.C. for TaiwanPlus.
Researchers have just discovered a new fish species in Taiwan. The 10-centimeter long fish, a kind of estuary garfish, was found in Kaohsiung Harbor in southern Taiwan. It has a long snout and only 9 fin rays. These are the bony part of the fins, which distinguish it from other similar species. The fish is rare, among only 4 such species in Taiwan, and it's not clear where besides Kaohsiung they can be found. 8 cetaceans and 34 sea turtles were successfully released back into the wild last year after being stranded on Taiwan's beaches. The successful cases were reported by the Marine Animal Rescue Network, a body under the government's Ocean Affairs Council. These cases were among 159 cetacean strandings and more than 300 sea turtle beaching incidents in 2024. Most were found dead at the scene. As of now, 19 rescued sea turtles remain in care. Thanks for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, dive into the world's largest mermaid convention as we take you to Mer Magic Con in the U.S. state of Maryland. I'm Sani Chi, take care and see you next time.